Affairs talk show, Ekosiisen live on Asempa FM. 15 minutes after 2. Yamamunyina Kwaba. About Asempa 94.7 FM. So me need your say bonsu from Obi on behalf of the team. Dominic Isiaboa, Nana Chumberema, Nana Kwada de Urenchi Jackson in Tiamoa, and Eric Opari DJ Ayo. Queen Star a Japan. Yenina boom edijumedie Bremo from now till 6:30 p.m. It's been quite an eventful day, and in SMSCC from the Commission of Inquiry looking into the violence at Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency to the Ashanti regional headquarters of the NDC in SMSCC. The details in Ebebremo, what you have to know, whatever has happened today, from the commission hearings to Ashanti region. In Sembe na SCC and Wodu any try was West Wuogon Commission of Inquiry Efficiency and Seminum Ekoko PMU Ashanti region NDC headquarters. Yan NTSA to be akoso. Ama nipa ba kwa hwere ne nkwa. No kure wom etesay. We've got details for you. Our reporters are on the ground. Any party mpanyifo nso bedi nkomo. Here we are, Enra from Koforidia, the information minister, meet and answer the press briefing or every Sunday, or in some etuja efa videos former president Eko Yichre, members of the diplomatic corps. Ochiremua, omampenyi dada videos no na nyani nyina na nokrewom. Na ebeyanko omampenyi dada eme pachel. The office of the former president they issue statement, and we've got details of those statements coming up on Ekosiisen. Yabeka office, also near any office in Penyifuni Biedin, como spokesperson James Hajadim Boating will be live on the show. But before that, near any information minister, Kojo Pon Kroman Subedin Komo. In Tiana, it's a really packed show. But when the say the family of former member of parliament for Ayawaso West Wuogon, Honorable Chairman Tia Jakune Busunya, issue statement. Efa videos be an ESA police for BS, say, and ya one a year not seeing the sea and a year for Frobi Asia, say a year for front and so Busunya, won't nipa police ni ewu, and almost issue statement. And it's one statement after the other. We've got all of them here coming up for you on Ekosiisen live. Now, what you so and the opposition NDC presidential primaries no koso across the length and breadth of Ghana in SMSCC. And as we get into the issues. We are live on Facebook. Just search for Sempa 94.7 FM on Facebook and post your comment. We will share live streaming now the comments and so we besha kind the amount Twitter. Follow our live tweet. Handle on at Sempa 947. More Instagram. You can still follow us on Instagram at Sempa 94.7 FM on Instagram. On the World Wide Web, we'll be myjoyonline.com and adomonline.com. African Queen Mackerel, Echelon Engineering Limited, CB Men and Women Capsules, Havolin Synthetic Engine Oils, Cap Farm Discounted Electricals, Sips Alata Seminar, Provident Achedia Promo, Kojak Pharma Limited, Trelly Ghana, your Franco Trading Enterprise, Osifone Papa Pafie, Kingdom Ginseng Power Capsules, and Ostec Properties. In you make Boyami at the Ekosiisen Bremo Enano. And the Mehia Sem segment, never Twamoso.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Zamina mina waka waka zamina mina sangalewa alawa zamina mina.
It's a Monday afternoon, a packed show and chair. On my here Kwabena Asante Baba come inside our studio now we are drinking so your WhatsApp line here 0546 382 287 0546 382 287. Ubetimi de wadwen kire no abrɛ na yahwe akan amma mo sɛ na medical kenne nioma ya hwem Edoso. Later on the show, Member of Parliament for Sekendi constituency, Andrew Ejapa Mesa Eskaya, Ebabeka Yensa Ewo Studio. Odu Enichrebia East, Member of Parliament, and so Honorable Richard Champons Babeka Yensa Ewo Studio. And Afe, Communications Director of the Progressive People's Party. Paco Akon, as Babaka and Sa, it was studio, Hane, I share to me a dinkomo. And all that coming up later on the show, Ekosiisen live on Asempa FM.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Zamina mina sankalewa na wadada. Zamina mina waka waka.
And 0546382287 yeah WhatsApp line and no enche mekwa homano so ne yashase edi nkomo live from the Ashanti regional capital. Said the Edikan Canon Sem bebre na akoso ewo NDC head officer ewo Ashanti region inti yabeko also seeing say party no officially issue statement we if the NDC Ashanti regional secretariat omo issue statement on nsema ekoso ewo one regional headquarters in Kumasi. Enti yabehwe ne yedi enkomo the details no kakra etumedi abramo 22 minutes after 2. And we are working to raise our reporters on the line na fe the ekoso ho ne yetimi Ede Abremo. Ma minfa intwem se mehia sem segment no Sips Company Limited. It is Sips alata semina aba ene so in asemi Ede Abremo. Unim se Sips alata semina ye truly natural soap with effective skincare properties. Inte ope semina ya ye wo Ghana he ye bema wo honam etumi atoso na bibia akoya ma wa ma sanka Sips alata semina ye ebi. 3 different fragrances. Ye wo oriental, vanilla and lemon. Sips alata semene ye semene ma wo honam no etimi etoso ye nomen kama ma wo honam no smooth na mren so intimi sra wo semo a mo pedodo atu aton no number wo be frɛ 0244 280 272 0244 280 272 and 0241 293 726 0241 293 726. Na Sips Company Limited, it was Spintex Road, here, just adjacent endpoint, and Ultra Shell signboard, a wahona pair, ubehu ye company no, ewoho, na uko okaishin soa. Ye was Sips Company shop ewoho Makolan so ye by Old Chapel and no ebe Nina Wakes and to bit machine so na wafre ede amaye me kwa homane so nipa ba ko asemi esi won anim eye kwaku apia bebe no friend apia stadium ono eye oh too bad na homa no article would work the lines and get him back na yetumi ato aso edi community Sips ana make won ho asem alata sem na the family's choice and it say opesa wo frɛ Kaishi branch ne so a number obefrɛ 0244 201 393 0244 201 393 and I say 0244 201 992 na yentie dia won so wo na omuntimi ene wo eni enkomone pa alata sem na yibi eto omo na boy me yede me here sem segment no ebrel 24 minutes after 2. Mr. Also Wadrin Trust the Medical Cano 0546 382 287 0546 382 287. Na yentie dia unso wo ede MIA. Messages no be brina ba intention and so fa MIA. But this statement from the NDC one regional secretariat Ekase the Ashanti Regional Secretariat of the NDC regrets to report that an unfortunate incident occurred at the party's regional office today, Monday, 18th February 2019. The Tokosoka said the regrettable incident occurred while a meeting between the national chairman, the general secretary, a deputy general secretary, and the regional executive committee were ongoing. Some men on motorbike wielding guns attacked a gathering outside, shot indiscriminately and sped off. We regret to announce that one of the two men who were shot has passed on, and the other is in. Okay, my main quadam in Erastus as a redonko, ending commodity and report on the ground. Erastus, Oti and Game Wakwa Ekosiisen Suni.
Major Sominia.
Now, poor me, dear.
Adam Kwa.
Boy, mu, and then our cost to a NDC head office, Okumase.
No, Niama Koswa Hano, a Niyan, Kaka fine. Na near Tiana, Anopano, and I Yan, NDC, a National Executive Committee, or Shidin Kitia, at Tahon, a meeting, our party officer, a regional party officer, Ben KTI, Amakum. Na Quentin, and I say, Yabo Obitu, our party officer, a meeting, or a coso. And then you true Mika Ebaha. You bet you have it. Na nipa ya bom tuno ye do mo ko konfanoche aya sabia ama yenyan ntie baako a wo de wahwe nenkwa baako ka ho no so ono so doctor fo gina ne tenten a ye hwe no se ye be ma ne ho atono na ni nyina mu no wo be hwe emoja a egu regional party anim ha be sa na mo be se aduonu free party no office na anim ho no e be gu ha no wo be hwe emoja abo pika na yede egu ha na chese no abranti a yebo ni tuo no ni moja eno no na omo ekyiremu a na chese emantie bi eba ha a mantie no omo chese omo ye NDC for omo edom ekuo bi a ye friend no Hawks a omo NDC mu a dodo wa ha no kyiremu a omo chese owura ya mi ena tie eno de yentimi en confirm eno na mum boys no eba ha a omo ejejina ha ena fe NDC task force NDC ankasa omo security bi ewo mu a omo ebo ban omo so eba ha omo sugina efa baako ewo party office no anim ho na nia omo cheche mu sequence na branch baako eka se bibi besi wa ha ne ono ka omo a omo dom Hawks ekuo no ho na eno na baako ono dom eye task force no ka se bibi antimi nsi wa ha eti eye akasa kakra no oben no a okasa yenna ye nuafo ejeni se ye bibia ma esai yentem enom ne ade na abrantie na according to eyewitnesses no twen pistol no shootu no on shame it was shootu no on shame no oso ne nsa ene pistol na no pese oje pistol no efiri ne ntem ena odan nani se wo trumika adwane efiri ne nten akọ party office wo no shootu na chi eti omo ye he amafo etuben ho omo pese omo attack no omo je pistol na no ben no shootu na yem aka ho ti abrante ba ko ti me ben no omo ye so omo je pistol no so ye bonitu asamre ono doctor for ejina no so ententen eti me kan ye a na chese nipa ba ko na ahwere ne nkwa e wa ha abrante na abrante ba ko so ono so tu aka no asamre ono so doctor for ejina no so ententen me no ka say positive a omo kwetio edi kan ba ha efi ha kwanti na omo ko konfano cha ya sabia samre omo ba ha party no ye de credo atum a positive omo kwetio a omo sa hyehyehye omo ntade a emu oduro ni bi ejejina animu a omo kwetio sesi a me no ka say commander oda eye operations ano ewa santimantem ha wabeti ha ono so any regional crime officer ono so abeti ma sisi a omo eba eye party officer ha na omo beye ehwehwemu to busa ya ene meeting a omo hyase wo NDC regional party office ha na owura siedun ketia eka ho regional executives no bi ka ho no meeting no edane ntawantawa obi atutu abo nipa ba kwa mana wu ba kon so sambe doctor for ejina so ententen make us a crime scene management yeah prosifo a omo ehwehwemu ewo niema ho na omo fifi mu dueduemu eye hu niema no omo ku omo daka me hu sa maame ba ko ekura tip a obe cording place no of high crime scene omo ba be ye omo investigation etina nia ekoso CCA ewo regional NDC party office ewo amakum KTI important ho no eno no
okay enti from the unim no because I may share statement party no a release a makan sisi omo e ka se nkofo bi na team moto so na etwam na omo start so omo shoot and nipa mienu can nipa mienu abako ewu na that account from the party no into me nya no kre
semitie nia omo ana omo wa ha nipa mienu a ye no ma twetwe nkoma ye wo mo mfonini a ye video interview ya ye wa ha o mo kan ye si ye no dia ena ne nea party no dia beto abonten a won so so kamu aka kire me no metinye gina no so aka say nye no kre.
Oh, okay. But the other thing will be say, enti uni nkofo edi nkomo mu a oni won we kasa ye no. Omu kire mu a de si any si meeting ni mu ana say outside crowd of the meeting venue.
Ye si ye no ensi o meeting no if you were outside the party office meeting na ekoso e wo party no office no inside. Oba outside the party officer and among bears adunum 50 utu and among bears adunum a ho ene moja ne gu ho ne baby a eyewitnesses just say you bought me to second time first time I bought abranti ni tu no ene e bears 100 and among bears oha every party no anim ho eba baby a abobo shared kakra bi o party no anim ho ho ene odi kan born stremu tu according to eyewitnesses. And son or dan any hours who to make a party office no a ho and or sabon a titua or sabon a yam to edim or the one a mujano a goosey fiam and no say it will nurse your party office no outside the party office.
Outside party office. In the south one a baby boat you know omu ye e fa car journey and so mutina moto to koi. Do you know that?
Omo hane chese omu ye no omo town moto su journey.
Oh, okay. But they can at least confirm, say, Omunim says Uncle Fonny members of the Hawks.
Sapepe, no, you was Akafani in a video, so Omuchim say, Omo members of the Hawk. No more the kind of Jinaha, Emra party in the Kosovo, Akasakasa, a PM, Kran Sana, Abranti, no Chuchu, no Diabono, near the kind.
Yo, Rastos, Matema, Mayanase, Nafi, Yabesan Swedi in Comobio. Why?
Medase
Pai Rastos Asari Donko and Yatin and Kanonia Yana Ashanti regional correspondent into bringing us up to speed on the SC Ewo NDC one head officer Ewo Ashanti region. And he said the American Utie the Rastos they are trigger from eyewitnesses and any in Como and in some Moka say a see and they compare the party no and they are trigger not just say and but at least party na confirm say nipa ba we regret to announce that one of the two men who were shot has passed on and the other is in a critical condition at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. The National Chairman, General Secretary and the Regional Executive Committee have visited him at the hospital. Okay, we request the police to carry out a thorough investigation into the matter and bring the perpetrators to book. Signed, Kwame Zu, on the regional secretary, on an answer statement we as here. But at least Erasmus Echremo, he can confirm from Erastus can confirm. So more on one wedding common Echrese Safui members of a vigilante group or more affiliated to the NDC, the Hawks. Na omo babejina ho eche time and a meeting no air koso emma kasa kakra e buy ba ko kasa na de besi e wa and all of that in the kasa ne buy no e na etu toto no ekoko ba mu ansana omu tu afri moto so etimi adwane akọ inti ano ne nsema akoso e wo ho we'll still get some more details for you. 34 minutes after 2. It is a Utian Founds Wajan Trebre 0546382287. Ekosiisen Suni Ewa Sempa 94.7 FM. Let me see if I've got some messages here. Walanyo Wakwetia Onose. For our former president to show the videos to the diplomat relating to Ayawaso, okay, or no. Because why didn't he show the chaos that happened in Akwetia, Chirepone, Atiwa, and Talensi also? Former President Mahama is deliberately denting the image of Ghana to the international community for just cheap politics, showing pictures and videos that do not have anything to do with the chaos in Ayawaso. He must uphold the position he occupies as a statesman and a former president. Regards to Ndc Ashanti, Walanyo Diawade Abreye Eni. This one says, Obi, good afternoon. You see why I like former President Mahama? The man sounds very prophetic when he speaks of the NDC. A few days ago, he predicted doom for his party's primaries by reminding us of their violent past, and today they are happy enacting their violent past. Oh, wow. I hope he calls the diplomatic corps again and tell them what has happened at his party's office in Kumasi. Obi hon keka ewo ekropon ekwiapem the ono de abreye and no. Let me see if I can get other messages yensa aka ewaha na yedi abram. The rippling effect of the boot for boot mantra by Mr. John Mahama has started showing up. It is time politicians and the ordinary party fanatics realized that there is life after politics, and therefore we must do away with the barbaric violence. I am really sad and dumbfounded to hear this news from the Ashanti Regional NDC. And also regards to NSTL Ekwesi Reynolds from Agona Odobe.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Ode Abreye eno. In the Kwame Zoo, regional secretary my NDC Ashanti region. Kwame, yamwakwa babibi aboko there. Mensaka u statement a we issue ebi. But say wo hwe account a yen reporter de amaya. As a new statement ni boy buraka crowd. Ono in his own words no say safo a ono won di nkomo mo ye party for the head office no e ka say ni pair two no identify themselves or mo part of the Hawks. Na mo ba begina ho e che akasa bi na baaye ansa na tututu no eba. Onso se na omo timoto so twam e na omo tutu odwane koy.
Menu edi kan say na we yi de no anka ninya e ya sempa na ye beka but ya sempa anopi na ye meeting or original na ye national chairman general secretary any deputy general secretary baba sawa asamoah ye ni omu ye meeting original office eti one na ye say nkofu bi ye dede wa bon tie nyina ye pi e bae e bedu honu na ye say nipa mienu bi omu timeto so ena omu kra etu ena omu tututu ewo nipa nim na omu tututu no kwa omu say ye regional secretary for the anymore mean to country also see as a way or NDC ni ana or NDP minimum and this obi say onu de oni mo NDC for them and your uncle na uncle bo police for na omu nya omu investigation na omu chi because obi biara obe granting to say onu nkofo na omu tutu no oni mo de ya da na say e je say wa ma ya djuma no eyembre uncle police for onu na uncle man statement ama police for no beboa na ye
o se na mo meeting ni mo no mote sa akasa bi koso wa abonten
ye wo meeting na ye say dede bi wa abonten and ye bi ye pie ba bo ye ho say nipa mienu bi a omo ti moto so ye ni mom na omo kitatu e na omo ti ase ekuku and the me say doing the confrontation and the gunshot and ye party ni ba ko omu bonu tutu ena ofiri ena baako so omu bonu tu sisi a oda Confanoche Teaching Hospital
mupie baaye no me ba ozu mupie baaye no ena omu tutu na na se mu wo inside na muti tuo ne sound ansa na mupie which is which
media etuonu several rounds of gunshots it was not one gunshot several rounds of gunshots so you see dede no. And amidst the shouting, the screaming, and the gunshots, we all came out. So in the full glare of Yenina, no Yedinuma, Yedina Bontino. Now you say, so now Omukosu air to Tunu. So it was in the process of shooting that some of us arrived at the scene. So this is not a third party report. Yebinuma, Yesha Demo, Ye Babontini, and I bet who almost Motosu, air to two. And it was not one round. They were shooting indiscriminately. So while we stood by and observed them, they continued shooting. And the neighbor back could be and our free.
But earlier on, your sister station, Dom FM, and deputy treasurer or Wasawase constituency in Komo, Emma Okase Onim Kofu two tunes or members of the Hawks.
And yes, Usi Ubia or ye constituency executive, so only Momudi. With the Amaya Jumanu Amrame. Any police for the Casa, I don't know about police
on Asempa FM.
The amount mupie ye dedeno from timer good.
Any tuning in our echo shy. Wow, at the same time, the shooting and the screaming happened at the same time. I will never tell you.
Yeah, reporter say on party for ni bi na e wo mo head office anim ho edi nkomo no omo ka say meeting ne sha ase enim no meeting ne ekoso no era sa nkofo e ba omo gina ho che ma ba kokra ka say enne de ebesi e wo ha enti no na start ya kasa no and they confirmed to him say omo nim nkofo say they are members of the Hawks.
Maybe I mean to me fast speculations e dey me do me yen is enye ni amehu any yen regional executive committee for no ni ayenim no ano na yedi to dia omo ayehu mo no yen ni mo na yeso ye party for the enimo mo ba omo abuti moto no so ayehu mo no yen ni mo enu ntina na yesere police force na mo yen and the reporter omo di ma o say omo ni mo omo ye Hawks any wan no na ade no the official party statement that were issued. If we knew them, we would have included it in the statement. Yeah, anymore.
But me kind statement now, and with your indulgence, no, I would want to read this bit. Okay, Wahase. Some men on motorbike wielding guns attacked a gathering outside, shot indiscriminately, and sped off. What that means, they say. Omuti motorbikes na so ana no mo start so mo tutuo ana say omu si ma kasakasa ba ansa na tutuo no airba. Your statement was not clear about that.
Benia yebinum no ye nim se na yebetumi respond amount for tutu omu tutuo o menim nukura omu se mi ntumi nkai se time omu tutuo no nipa no oti form ana wansi form ba ne mi hu nipa ni se nipa no omu tutu so na omu ba e na omu hye ase tutu. But I have very strange. It's a movie. I cannot vividly account whether the two of them go down from the motorbike. And now back when I see from or she has here to two. But what I saw when I came out was that one man held a gun and the other was leaning by the motorbike. Clearly, that is the conclusion. Said they drove the motor and arrived at the scene. One was leaning to the motor when I came out of the meeting. And the other had stepped down from the motorbike when the shooting incident was ongoing. Unim asemi say esino yenim say ehde na obia ni na asema
zu mebao enti immediately time amu pie ba ye no mo ba ye na no mo tena moto ni su dwane ko ye
oh na emi basa no course no ebinum shouti ebinum dwane at the time amu hu say ebinum ye course no omu nim say ehde na police for be ba ho at the time amu go back to na otu egu form no and the other one was on my bonu too, and I also was tagging this over now, and now over go from and one and a back was Johnny Evocaniano, and I'm from Moto and I'm calling.
One moto me no and answer back up.
I am moto back.
Okay, in this is no my official complaint to the police.
Yes, your form went officially or mobile, and the amount your statement. And as I bring in say on investigations and I look clear woman every day.
Bazu, why would Obia said ya woka se mu nim womo? Why would Obia obtain a motor so ebeba NDC office and start shooting?
Ekosiisen on
I think this is where all of us should be worried as a country. Say ye nim nkofo no. Ye nim adwene a ehye omutrim. Ye meeting. The Ayahuni ban is a bad boring and almost I think the recent spate of hooliganism is what all of us should be concerned about. And it's very despicable. Sincerely, no, yes,
but now say NDC phone including members of the Hawks, no?
Oh, party phone
including members of the Hawks.
Yenimia party phone in
Hawks phone in Amuni Momo.
Yenimia party phone in Yenimia party phone in.
Okay. Mate. Zu Mayanshana Yemfa NC. By time party head office hono. Some more security or homeboa.
Your security. A security ni ba kono and a mabon to and a we.
Oh, do you any more party security ni?
Internal security arrangement ayaye omuno debia ye ni momo amu ye boys debia ye ni omu ye party office honum e na edi nketa ho ba ku bi na o ma bolu tu e na ofri.
Okay, I have this question. Let me see. Okay,
you said you have what?
Meba, there is this message I will be at the but I just wanted to read and ask you. Okay, the person would want to find out tension party in between national executives and regional executives, no, and more internal tensions being a national executives by some baba resolve it, and no bet me at the course of Saudi Ekosui.
The reality is that when a Juma and yes, speculation, a fact, an idea to never say and the best a tifo. Say, Nayan police report now more official report at
yeah, but say national executives no mebao. National executives they bar for a reason, meboa.
Yes.
Na the idea omo ba be den.
A internal party issue routinely no national executives no mutai ba. A very routine. Say national executive over ba be shy. And a very routine meeting.
Na enya linked to insema I see or swame no.
Oh, when him say party for koye meeting the head and agenda. And you might be na either any na share oh never and the head and sema SC. Normally a meeting so national for a party the more regional report one. And the regional report who be capture there is original. Answer na who the agenda but to start the meeting one after the other.
Yo, Mr. Zu, my fancy, why you best answer about who you see here? Why? Yeah, that's a pound, regional secretary, ma NDC, Ashanti region, and I'm attending. Can I go see saying Sony, was 94.7 FM. Some very interesting, point there. But what would be the best judge? Our duty is to ask the questions for you. Inti, you better no more academic, so you share anyone Eddie and Como, Nipa Bebre on I better anyone. Akasa Ekosiisen Suni ewa Sempa 94.7 FM Oman hene Kwabena Asante atenase mame ma na kwa aba na afei yenhwentu afo Oman boko de
yeah bibia ye boko bibia de oti osuro nu ni hintabia
tena twedi ampon
etena twedi ampon nyinase na osia awurade se ne dwankobia ene na bank kese ndi me ha no se me de mini ha o de bia da me ka kiro me biggest challenge dey say me koda se be humo bro beto me so na adom beto me so me ne madofo ne mabusuafo na ya sore ne yati apo ayekwe na de ekosi that's all ade no ebedi baby uni choice o you will come and fall under the umbrella of the Most High. Only choice, baby. Only choice. A party, an individual cannot save you again. Most High. Our Rastafarians call it Jaja, Jalov. Or no now kotrani in Unasia. Because Obi. Okazen can make a biana. We have wasted our time as a country. Common by election. On a commission of inquiry.
Yes.
What would the Ecoso?
Yes.
Yen Tom Cosubium. What would the Ecoso as a Timantem? Just Ghana, the Yaman Concochent, no busy there. It's intimacy. Well, I mean, can be. Yeah, I mean, because Yam will be on my cut that say political parties and the kind of games they play, it doesn't inure to the benefit of the Ghanaian. Yay! It inures to party interest. Na also most any independent nipa ni kunkumia and no kofi bi ajo hwehwe wachisa and now otise bibia won.
Yeah. And I think one lesson for me from the ACC name no say political parties should stop the hypocrisy and let confront our issues we head on, because at the end of the day say a seat na a two party A na opese would play mischief at the scorchy political pointer. It might come back to you the next time. When we say we knew about you say now the would the and if we don't face some of these things head on, now you share how we best scorchy political point and all of that, and that's why I was so Westwood when it happened. Some of us said, this should be seen as a national problem. How do we deal with vigilantism in our country? Now, the lack of principles in our politics. Assembly see and near position a change ochina na baba beto, and what would be your position? And now after you start running for cover and all of that. We should address some of these things head on and make sure say the press be moderator aka say our political elite should show and prove to all of us say they are religious.
You see, and me challenge
disband all of these.
We don't need
vigilantes.
anybody as of this time to tell us say to trust them. Any nyoma ensem fatawa brabo aye boom and as a manyo sa yim no. Etwemu almost about 50 years in you. Etwemu. Obia o fakwati kwanso fa to trust them fa kwa money so edigi to me and as all de epia unua bi fra akonua bi so no. Ana o de kotena de bia mo no. Etwemu. Na afutuo be na chief ma mo famaye. Afutuo be na sofi famaye. A future ben a politicians in family. A future ben ano hini. O two for family. I him power doing a future ben on family. O a future ben pana yemu bite immunity. Yankee country, honking country, adofon country Ghana for. It's a matter of Ghana for do nanye binom esipo or MPP. Bibia MPP babyano. Are you correct?
Yeah.
Or NDC. Bibia NDC baby ano correct. Enti yan kakra na yan si aka vivia yeso ngi koba no. Yan kan kire omo se sebe insemu no we de. Obi ya sori anopa we asoman no. Ya disua onsem esinto abem. Ya pomudi onsem esinto wom. Edan kura baabi e de etiri beto esinto wom. Utwa ho kakra fa Newtown kakra ya Ghana fo ade hia won da mountain so problem wo ho.
Ekosiisen
3 square meal for even a working class Ghanaian, a challenge for us. These are the relevant matters. As on my sorry, near tenacity almost every blessed day. Near this Sankita, near far no drew, quite before sure, ibeti mama home, a harry. Na obisha mabunu krana sebi, and they only crank crata, a chese one body, one bash body aquanim. Busa ho se sa mabru no kurana akwanya kura omode ye adwuma kura no sa mabru no everywhere. So these politicians, that is the kind of game they want to play. It's simple.
Yeah, but
say Kumasi na breaking news.
One thing I
think breaking news. Kumasi breaking news Eddie.
Because in the Peru album,
Messi ebe fa normal. Say you net here.
No.
No, let's say no catches and normal. Yes. These are what the political parties are telling us.
I understand where you're coming from, but no form of breaking news because Nipewu album.
And I say, Obi,
and I remember
from 1992 what has been the effort? Any politicians, any opinion leaders. What has been that effort? Ye Pierre Shem say no more so-called vigilantism. No more. And even between the police service, Ghana Parliament, Ghana Police Road Safety Commission on the issue of motorbikes. So what country is this? A country where everybody is able to criticize, but nobody is accepting responsibility. Obia nimne right. Obia, it's a constitution and crime say no,
but lesson away extra probably and say if the issue of vigilantism ever with one political party, the response no should not be say yenso ye kwa tibi. Because then if that is who reason if you are not careful now, so tibia, you would rear a monster. That monster no would come back to harm you. And he said, "Oh, sure, me said last time, he made a point. Say, oh, a lot of these groups will come. Way beba, so you got the hawks, you got the tarantula, you got the scorpion, you got way. If you are not careful." And if that is your response to the issue of vigilantism, because I thought,
we have arrived at this point simply because
I thought, all the necessary pressure, the government in power, so for them to show leadership by disbanding of more vigilante groups, we should have continued with that pressure. My worry is the response is not for other political parties to also say tibi. Because when you do that, if you are not careful, you'll be confronted with a situation as you see here.
Their situation is that Opam Uhufua, Oto Nebema. We have all arrived. Hold on. We have all arrived at this point. simply because at a point in time, a certain political party by name the New Patriotic Party were in opposition, and they said that they never trusted the Ghana Police Service.
Good.
So Omuan Kasabefa Kwaya protect you. And on the surface, it made sense.
Yes.
But national interest, it was nonsense.
It was nonsense, yes.
The same thing is happening to the NDC in opposition.
And my point, Nese, how far can we go with Sadia?
Now, last week,
it has to stop. It has to stop at a point.
Last week, Yametana can't say. Kwesi kono jina kwentia ukoye asembia si wagane na
but referral
it
has got to stop at a point.
But even if after comparisons a referral we take that bold initiative, say never again are we going to entertain some of these happenings, then we are making progress. But these kind of referrals and this kind of say okay and then fatuwa okay and okay, for instance, you are contending with Ayawaso Mate on how many issues and obako Triponi, obako Talensi, obako Amenfues, obako Atiwa, obako DC or do. So that is it.
It has to stop at a point.
Who is supposed to stop?
And
it's like the IGP telling me
to say the moderator of the Presby Church, Aka, said the ruling elite must show how religious they are, because they claim to be religious. Omun show omu believe in their religion by leading the way, leadership. And I've said, say, the response to problem be no and you're creating another problem. If there is a problem, the response should not be creating another problem. Yes, you rare monsters, they would come back and harm us. Many General Mosquito, no, General Secretary, the opposition NDC and Como. General Yamwakwabe Ekosiisen Sony.
Yeah.
Na me pacho apomu ye de.
Nyame adom mapomu ye. Me re na ho kakra.
We de kafra. Na yenim se e linked to the SCA wo mo party headquarters e wo Kumasi.
Pepe.
Na then because from your reporters anyone we din komo no, not just a mo party for ni be identify guys here too say omo ye members of the Hawks. Mo vigilante group affiliated to mo party.
Me pacho ye ni information biya sa. Na se mo reporters bi aka saa ene wo mo anu asem behia e wo police station hopa timon kanche wo mo se police fo ayeye nhwehwe mu no wo mo behia na wo mo ni ho ye ne free police fo se asem bi asi ha na wo mo mra me henti so bi ti onim otimi identify wo mo a leche se bebo ama yetimi ache saa nkofo no ne de wo mo agina mra nim.
Enti osimu ni sa information, the information me na momo.
Yende ye ba Kumasi mene national chairman ene deputy general secretary yeti empupu ye bi se ya nhwe ya niema isisi wo manmu nipa bi ebetimi abopo abe infiltrate ya elections no a ye beko e wo Saturday we na ako create confusion ami aka say NDC basa wom etia piki sa ayi no an e ka say dabi eni na otwe aka nke ye very very busy ba ade we so ehia ekoto aba na ebi timi be infiltrate ema ekoye basa e be ka say the NDC mo abato no kra ye worse than Ayawaso de
Ekosiisen on
enunti yentu ho anamon na yenkopre mte saade no na yanya information say e likely say saade no betimi apie wo Kumasi enunti ne eba Ashanti region enti eba no anopai e ko radio so e ko na so kire Ashanti man nyina say the election ye ba beye no yempese obi ebe famu aye duabroni no abewura mu akoye basabasa nti no ye de abato no mu bambo nyina ahye police for nsa exclusively for the police enti any candidates no nyina so adi nkita ho se abrantie bia ko abato no ho baabi no okoka se or be provide security e de ama candidate bia ye be ma police for ache no enunti ye mpese obia be ko se ana obi be ko wo candidate bia din mu se o ko provide security bia ye to su mienu nso police for na nkasa so de e koso wo manmu ama police no so kra no emu ehun kakra because enipa bi betimi ahye police atade a ebi ana onye police ni
enunti yende nim se sabe kwasi anim hwe kura no dokuna eto achi de onim se aben enti ba bia yeto yaba no ni nyina ye constituency centers enti ye bepe se ye ni prosifo nkuta hodie mu no wo mo be deploy police fo a ye nim wo mo wo regional constituency center ho na wo mo akwa gina adaka no ho aboban ye mpese obi beba no see ye the prosifo free regional capital ye the prosifo free head office wo mo na eba abeye provide security wo ye yabato no if you say eba saa so obi aduabro ni ne de no fra na oba be create confusion wo ho a ye nhu na prosi a ene ne tikuro no so de se okoko gina ho a ye be hu se we de prosi ni a wo ye adwuma wo ha dada enunti eno e ko radio su ko kirekire mu na che se akwanya nipa benya no wotimi infiltrate no ebe very very limited if free ho na ekohia ye regional executives na wo mo so ene wo mo akasa ni aba wo mo kokko na intelligence ayeso yanya ni the basis of your intelligence ene nipa wo mo boss apo no na che se wo mo ada wo mo ho so enti so obi ni obi enka mentime ho ase obi ni obi ntamu a saa de no na nipa bi betimi a infiltrate no de abegina ho aye bibibi na oye wi a yesi weni we nkanti na saa de yaba enunti yehia wo mo se ye ne wo mo ebe meeting ti egusu a me ka sai so ne atonsa afre wo mo a ebi kwa abato a ya nyamu ne ade a yenim se ayi kakra ewo ho between wo mo ne some of the executives no ne atonsa afre wo mo for a separate meeting enti we no ye wo executive meeting no mo with the elected executive a ne wo mo ye meeting no a na yete se etu toto abonten na obi a onim ye party offices kumase ho bia nim se hoso enunti ya de wani mu kakra na aye sama hat ya eba party supporters ekogina ho yete se national chairman general secretary aba amanfo de tie bia ombebo kenku kakra wo ho na u twamu a general one chairman one ne ade pe bibi bra ne ade kakra ebe tutu ebotom ne de aye nti eno de normal de awo party office bia wo nti wo mo egu apatamu ho no a wo mo ye saa de no nti ye wo inside de tie ni se tuo kasa wa bonti pimpe nti by the time obi ba bebo pono no ka se bibi si wa bonten na obi timoto so wa bebo yankofo no mienu tuo atu moto no ko ani e ka se yempie by the time ye pie free dan mu no na che se nipa obebo tuo no so timoto tuntum bi so watuko enna wo mo nso a wo mo ho no ya pagya wo apriafo no de aguka mu de wo mo ani akire konfa no che
Ekosiisen
ne ka se a esu yentimi ntra ha enye den kra no enche media for be she da bisa se ya ba meeting wo ho na wo ma ati se we yesi nti no ye significant wo mni se ye de yani beko hospital ho ne yakohunu emrante no dabrem ene etu ka akọ ho na ye ka kire regional executive for no bi se me na me free police commander say yati say sa incident yesi enti on fa mrante emra na wo mo mehwe na wo mo hwe de wo mbetimi aye no ho enti meja executive for no bi wo ho say wo mo hwe na me ne chairman ne me deputy no ye nko konfa no chi ho nko hwe de emrante no dabrem ye koduru ho no ya nti asem de eche say baako aye nyame dia na baako no so womo guswa womo eye ne ho adwuma ono so etuo no de bobo ne siremu enti na de on sesi ya san ba ohina je kumfia ye meeting na ya hu de ya be
mo anamuo inside meeting no moti dede na etututu mu nyina mu pie ebo mu bai meboa
obi tuonu ayi no ekoso abontin obi free abontin ho na obebo pono no say ye bia no ka say de asi wa abontin ni no no kra say nipa mienu no obi abetutu akum nipa mienu enunti by the time wa ye free then no mu apie no now eyewitnesses ye wo ho no ya pagya sa akofo no atoka mu a de ani akire gi ana me free police commander say bibia si wo hanti o mobilize men na o momra na ana me ka say eja ekwa abonte nti ye ne wo da mu ho no de
mumu pie ba na sa nipa mienu na tuko
da na cha say nipa amse nipa ba ko na esi o tutu atu no nyina o
ana ono no watuko no ni ho
nipa ba ko na di tuo hye ne ho na obebo nipa mienu no tuo ono atu moto no ko ana mienu no a wo ma prapra so wo ma ejaja ho no so e de wo ma ato ka mu e de wo ma ani akire hospital
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM
but the American
yeah me to wase na me jindi nso say original secretary na okamu anamu inside ho amunyina mu pie baaye ne ho me bo
ai
because ono no say mu pie baaye no na dede na ekoso ma nipa na otututuo no wo ho enti mo baaye ne kwase na nipa na etina moto so etu akọ
no bibia sa ni ho the regional secretary ya
ne ma different account
dynamo enti say ye pie be hu say nipa no ni ade a mene no kra ne wo ha sesi ya say mo se wa kan sem bi sa metime e de ama no na wa chekire mu ya menye ni say wa kan bibisa
oh okay your friend and che bia na your friend won so that's the account he gave Mr. Zu Mr. Zu enye Zu na yam original secretary
Kwame Zu
Kwame Zu yes
ye pie free demu ho no de me saatem na nipa oto saatuo no ko eche se obia hu de ekoso na ye supporters ya wo ho no nyina obia be wilded na we di we aten na eche se we asemsi se ya se be se metamfo we na de wo mo aba we so se be se metamfo we na de wo mo aba but nipa perpetrators no de ya mpia meto obia wo ho
yeah because
ba ye pie no na ya mo aponko on say am aponko so ye enkofo a ye frɛ wo mo wo ho te wo mo a abatu no akina wo mo nte wo mo ho ase no nti ye frɛ ye to nsa frɛ ya mi ene ye to nsa frɛ ya mo aponko ye to nsa frɛ rejajamfi ene lawyer Evans ene ye frɛ ohina jekum nti na ya dwen ne se anka sa ankofo ya meka nyina na ya mo aponkonkon na abaho na wo mo ane ani wo mo ye meeting no the regional executives enti ye wi a nanka ye ne wo mo nso a yeto abawie ya amsamentimi ho ase bi aba no ye ne wo mo so anya kasa kire na meeting no regional meeting no na ye wi a
yeah because general interestingly no Kwame Zu no ka se mu pie baaye no muhu saafo
ma no pie ba na ye pie ba e
because mu amuwo inside hono munyina mu pie ba ye no muhu sa nipa no unse ono natural statement he wrote a statement I was questioning him based on statement on what
I am telling you say ubisa no na me so ubisa me and I'm telling you say tamu aye pie ye no amane na omde boy say nipa no ti motorbike so nti okọ
no, baba, I am in Kakase. Mumi and Nanamoa. Why can you be giving conflicting reports?
Ye nipa be say 18. Ye wo dem a ye pie ye no. Na amane na wo mo boy en say nipa no no timoto so okọ. E na ye pie no so nipa no so a wo mo apira no so kra de wo mo agu ka mu a wo mo de wo mo kọ. Nti me frɛ police commander no na che say me ne misampofu nyina tu ka say ye ti apiafo no wo hospital enti omo no nyina ho na omo ntwen police for no say omo ba omo ne omo ai adi juma e wa kire ti so bia ka say ye pie ba e be hu say nipa no a obo tu no ene ye no dan
Into ɔse mu pie ba ya
na nipa no obo tu no
ɔmotena moto so adwane kɔe ɔmotena moto so dwane kɔe nti mebusa sɛ ohun nkɔfo no
na nipa no kɔ woso si we pie ba na ogyina hɔ
ɔse mu pie ba ya na mu hu wɔn no ɛna nkɔfo no kɔforo mu moto adwane kɔe
enyusu nipa baako ani me kyerɛ what I know and I'm putting my credibility on the line say nipa na ombedi sa nyambransem no ye pie ye no information na omode ma yen say na omuti moto so nti omo atukọ na omo so a omo apira no so kra ye de omo atuka mu ko hospital na yen ye tracy omo na ye pie ye omo gina ha da ne anche omo na nipa be say anya hwe kra ye na ewo dem ho kra ye bedru be 18 omo egu abonten kra bedru 30 na ye pie na nipa wabo nipa tu akunu no ogina ho na ni moto no kra obi anyo ne koba obi anya no hwe na o transfer tu moto na akọ
basa no de yankomo nipa 30 na egu abonten ye che won meye yankomo nso betimi ya che won
na me kira say those who were short no information omo ka che say akwa no oba otwin sa tuo no they were trying to close in on him say ombeji tuo no enti omo ben no na ototo sa tuo no eku wo mo a obia skata na wo mutu moto no koy nti obia si ya mu ho ya free ho aba abonte abehu se nipa no nie wo ko ba bia mpacho
I just wanted to put on record say sana
me I invited na manabo in that
good no me person me put on record sana kwa mizu eba be kan enti
ya wo asem foforo bia yenka enti
no hold on
move to another asem kro wo be kan for 30 times
menka asem kro for 30 times me I just wanted us to establish say yenya two separate accounts and then we move to the other bit
catch a process for account to our one obi a wa say investigation na ekoso no crime no yen settle crime on radio enti de mema hu na meka say police for your investigation wo mu hwehwe nipa o ye eyewitness enti so obi so ye eyewitness ya say me maka asem on record ono so aka bi on record police for no hwehwe wo mu mfa obi a record wa wanya so obi ye eyewitness ya obetimi aboa in identification ya mention them fankwe then they see na so aka say we are not going to shield any criminal in NDC
no problem me patrol the other thing is eyewitnesses no
enti whatever obi a ye behu no so ye adoa oye osono oye vulture oye parrot oye eagle oye hawk the law must take its course.
The other bit be say eyewitnesses na omo ka asem na kire mu pie ba ye no did they tell you so mu nim nkofo kro?
There was no time for us to go into that nipa da moja mo ayede no kro ye bi say wo mo se dia sinie na si okay ye komunye sei enti no enye they say wo mo free Kumasi honko dia by all means very likely say eyewitnesses be 30 Bonteno there. It should be easy for them to identify the perpetrator.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It is the issue of say omo members of the Hawks near the other ma up crowd.
I wouldn't know. Now I say crime sisa no. Obi wo ho no nipa bi one no nya adwen. Obeye preto. But precisely that was the reason why we went there. Say enkofo bi be create confusion. Now we take advantage of differences in ketenkete na ewo ho no. Now we perpetrate ade bi dia ma ye party no elections na fa omo ho adi. Enti no we are not narrowing our gauge to say we will have Yamin versus when Yamin. That is not the issue. You see, obi a onim say oye eyewitness ya. One who perpetrator no, he should be invited by the police. Now I'm sure say nipa be 30 jina ho no obi abetwintu atutuo no akun abo nipa mienu abako awu a na so free Kumasi honko and they should be able to identify him. Into obi obetimi identify no bia no. Police from friend now identify now monkoche no.
Personally was suspicion and they saying why would anybody
I don't have any suspicion. Mr.
Who needs suspicion
from Koye
General, may I say?
Yo, Mr.
Okay. See you General Secretary the opposition Ndc, and I'm telling you, be now friend a general mosquito, and I'm telling you, no 15 minutes after 3. Ekosiisen, so no Argentina 0546322887. This is Ghana's biggest and the most authoritative political, social, current affairs talk show. Midi Edio Say Bonsu from Yobi, or my Hene Kwabena Sante, Ewaha, Yeshe. Etumi Eddie and Commander. We still have some interviews to do. Yabeshe na yatwas and when we get some people yabeshe na anyone Eddie and Komo. Oman inti the echoes about was before the break na me can be say yantnase asoman anka sa asem we ama na mfiri ho a. Because the me who in all of this in lack of honesty in handling some of these things, because say assembly see then we find ways of okay, how can we talk our way out of sans and semi nipa way that be way nimino way onye nipa way on kan way why say just with the preoccupation say okay, how do we score political point, how do we make sure say obi a painting black in quota na pia sadia na akọ enchen, and that has been at the heart of and it's not the way no because and here na ya adwen say no, enough is enough. Said ye woka no na ye twa so na de bia ye refer the esi ochena the ebesi or ochenachi the esi endora the esi enne and all of that ye is sadia ni nyina everywhere. We can deal with some of these issues head on and say adie we enye papa emfa mayen. Let's stop it once and for all.
Well, Obi member so but for Nipa washrenin kwa. I would have loved not to talk about this because it's becoming irritating and very it's becoming irritating. Obi washrenin kwanti, you are measured.
Yeah.
From Linda Door. No, as in Accra Kumasi.
Yes.
Ekusi eye nkoko road markings na ono no so dey no. Ni na paper. Amana jo kwantu ending. And most of the roads markings na was nyina no a paper. One of the easiest means abetime veer off the real road that is on namso no markings ya hyen so de akire se fa ha ka ba menu overtaking one nyina a paper ko. Enkobo bebre ho asi edi asoman obi. Enye de political parties am ho akwan a ene omo ye to trasem kire yen.
Yeah, but innocent people are dying.
But that's where I have a concern. I make actually say, but for Obia I'm fan ne ho kro no no. Yes, ope party assembly keke wo twam kra kra say eh ebia asumesi ana obenti abakwanti ge hey no. Sani pa na akonya problem. Sani pa no the approach with which sesikani ba this year be politician be ne nana ne yere ne wo fase se bi na nketua kanisia. We'll be like who the reaction of how effective and efficient these services are. But I mean, no, they will be the best I'm catching. So also, I've given you the best of situation. You can only hope and believe and pray. So being kofani sign, but na one so ubetu to anamoa ebeye ahwi anamutu. Nyoma bebre we invite it upon ourselves. We call it upon ourselves. Tam catcho obi fa party said the MC party no. That's the end of his or her life. It misre obi minishi ka say the usual mantra which I believe say is not a challenge of the police service.
Yeah.
Ya handicap woman ya mama helpless and restless. Ebasia all the heated cause crime officer commanding authority but to be unfortunately ye kwabo so kaya yetimi konya spare parts and repair nipa no so enti omu die wana
and one of that thing I was say can emebunu to say many way man, because at the end of the day enkomra no say nipa we woni yes you part of party no internal private security and the nipa no ewu
as it stands now.
The regional secretary can and say nipa na we woni part of a more internal private security at the party's headquarters wa Ashanti region and na ono ewu enkomra no eya na nyina efa youth no eho enti ye besre mmebu no because mo ye members of all these vigilante groups any ade no some of them are not really directly connected to power. Say the party in your power and power. Who connection to power krano? Who actually baby? But ebani say ya money ya mo eka. And udi tie. Nazu ka say yeah party for the animal. I know me constantly like ask him say including members of the Hawks and yeah party for the animal. Including members of the Hawks. Yeah party for the animal. And the people should begin to reason.
Just I mean Nimo Obi. I don't know.
People should begin to reason.
I don't know because I don't know. Vigilante Etiaka na. Etiaka.
Say monthly allowance.
No, but say Etiaka. I don't know the enthusiasm to kill and to shoot and to maim. Demonic. That's a demonic. So show him for no reason. Now born in the
and who here Erasmus? Erastus said, "Nkofoni drew hono." And almost started threatening, "Oh, and the baby see wa."
Can you imagine?
And the baby see, and almost got all moon to me. Yashin the day, kasa de ba it for people to even take guns and blow a man for to death.
My caution, respectfully and humbly, in as much as you person find solutions to or end this vigilantism stuff.
Yeah.
One of the chopper made it two and him saying Kenton paying for it was this open discussion of our security matters in terms of the commission
in a certain.
Now are you safe, Obi? Why are you safe? There will be DSP at 2,000 Azuka
Akuzu say
Obi
Azuku.
Let's just remain. You see, Udi ready Omoma Benina from the national security Penny Paira Kandapa through to the Legon or East Legon police command through RBC a SWAT command there. Obi, we are discussions at Tabonti. We are discussions at Tabonti.
And I think that the vulnerabilities in the security infrastructure, man, and was said. Personally, your cassetia are vigilant because we are seeing clearly say it's difficult for the state to gather the necessary way to protect and we have to speak against
side is that nipa ekura etua one intro only who to me so kura to Ghana. You have no idea. Coconut clubs now called Bia Bar, appetition joints now called Gaga, and it shows you it is American style fashion. Hey, Ghana for and the BMO so and as a party, 70 macho, 70 may a bear macho, and I don't get it. It's very un Ghanaian, and then Papa will be a to trade the Kamuno and a trini fieno. It's fashion on the move. Yatiti Ghana Hanama, middle class, top class, executives. Everybody is now gold plated at 260. You are in the midst of these people.
Yeah. What that tells us, and it says, and for the political parties, it's obvious. Violence is closer to every political party now. It is assembly bar. Selective amnesia should be out. Let's deal with the issues holistically and head on. Because okoye selective pe ochana na to wonso. And what do you say? Enti me feel say yenya honestly to deal with some of these issues.
The honesty does not even lie with the politicians. Honesty, no, it doesn't lie only with the politicians.
Everybody.
Media.
Obia.
Ye fapimbia. Say ye kite ni esi etirimu po. Every taso. Said no matter the government in power, our core duty and responsibility
should be to the state.
Is to the state to expose, to name and shame, to correct and find solutions to some of these damning issues. Up, you need to is our responsibility. Obi Trinity misbehavior is our responsibility. It doesn't matter. Party or abemu and our party or opposition. That's why you say. Say Bribia Dano, say party be opposition. Said you will see who the principles in politics.
Position necessary.
And so beautiful and so nice. And you are tempted.
All the good things about politics.
And you are tempted and encouraged. Say obeti me atwa sa amanyuko.
Onyanya power na.
Amanyuko na so brekope benya tumia.
Principles necessary.
O catch ne say there be ade we die. Ya nyina wo opposition nyina na ebeka ho ana ye ka se hey chobo we dey ntase hey chobo sa de ne kra no obesa abeka cho so dabi ye de ne kra mpo de edan so say obi dia oye. So I think say Obi nyame ya dom ayanya sa kwanya we asaye the biggest of platform in Ghana and beyond. Ekosiisen. We should also strive as hard as we can say yenye forthright with the issues. So idea we entry year.
Yeah.
Then we move forward to prescribe a solution.
Yeah.
Whilst that opposition party so na montuobi obetuno entry year.
Yeah.
Whilst we prescribe that yes, in opposition, what you are able to do is to give constructive criticisms, not to also do propaganda and heighten tension. Then we come back to party in power and say, your responsibility is to make sure, say,
solve problems.
Many obinity memufono, yemudu duana, yehu ayeden, ahari. And now we are into free SHS. The challenges in free SHS now. This airtime is worth discussing it and getting solutions to that.
Yeah.
These are the challenges we have as on mind. And you see about Swarano Pano 3 square meal no cry a challenge for us, much more less fear and panic. The order almost of the day. What is this, Obi? This is what politicians don't seem to get. This is what they don't seem to get. Obi, amount for here a jumo. Amount for here scale gombutumo. A common the amount for any ba. Namwan a bunipa. Amount for sikako kem. They are very, very important issues. Damning issues are bread and butter matters. Not party for my so many vigilantism. What is my area kind of pakai? Ye busa says, na ye party ni diana. There's some humor. I bet a ankra dia.
Members of political parties. Members of political parties and not the political parties as body corporates and they only vigilante groups. No, that was the answer. No, at the MI. But let's see if we can move on. Ekosiisen so was Sempa 94.7 FM. 27 minutes after 3. Yebedin komo in seminal so there are some other people I was here shena yene won ekasa ewo ahomane so efa sansen semi but American catcher must say and then so statement be brena ewo ho a was yetimi
even a typical statement there was what you were reading from the office of John Dramani Mahama 2020 justifying why Ero Safo Mafu Ebenya Kukudru Abenemu the act of the president former as quite shameful and unpatriotic. Can I respond from the man? No my work as Papa Netimi. Just read the response that the office of GM 2020 admire Ero Safo Mafu and the New Patriotic Party. So Kosi and Kosi Kode and Koda Timemu Fona should stand up and say that enough of this hypocritical chess game now, more bono. Let's now rearrange and play it safer and let Ghana be the beneficiary of all these. That's it, Obi.
Yeah,
that's it.
Let me
read a question. ECG. Yashe dum so asia na jawo de se bibia ba PRO Emmanuel Boating and then
William
Boating.
Maybe we can raise him on the line here and no Eddie Nkomo.
But the person Busa say any slightest a of dum so ana
to
Obi we serious ECG PRO Mabusa question na no education ma me
menya ECG PRO me Ekosiisen host menya ECG PRO I happen to have some knowledge in the industry. Man me pacho
etidi na Ekosefia man kwata makulupeso on the wusu na offer ECG for na o kasa na ni abre se mo nka nkyere ye mo ni eni nkomo me nua ni nyina esese na me nua sese sa na mo ba man yesem no.
The only thing I can say and is say eba load shedding
load shedding ye doom so.
No, load shedding ye doom so. What we know as doom so in Ghana was load shedding. Load shedding. In the era time and now da kanie mu ne.
Okay, na
de chana me ma da kanie mu.
Okay.
And no na ye load shedding. And no na ye de benya the term doom so.
Doom so. Okay.
Ye were the normal outages in the systems. Here fan say transform maybe a area blue ama mokania edum. And where fault and the outage no aba. But load shedding is a program. Ya shada ye say power available ni in the enchen and kakran mo bia anya bi ntia no ye load shedding. Before we get into that phase, you know, there should be an official announcement say ye lose generation capacity say this is what is available in the enchen and kakran mo bia anya bi. And for the next 1 month, you know, near the timetable aba, that is where we say
so 2 days 3 days cannot be described as such.
And no, number 1. Number 2, and they say load shedding it on itself no a generation problem a distribution.
Okay.
And until Cocoban is mostly ana ECG hesitant kakra because omono the grid code be say when they are available and na moche. Until sa grid code be su duaka say okay for the next bare 1 month. Ye nya power mo pen mfama mo into mo mo customers and kasa na mo nya timetable mfama mo customers. That is when ECG can officially announce say there is load shedding.
Okay.
Well, but until then, am I at the end of the band? I know most so because
we are sorry for the inconvenience. No, there's a communication.
No, but sometimes I planned outage. I don't know planned outage, and they say, "Or more your majesty, be a juma be into your doom cania," and only a planned announcement. And then Branisha wants 72 hours ahead. There was all your announcement. Now with the Chelpa Emma, but some majority of out here are unplanned.
Right.
Oh, why need you be a buat line? Because na cania doom. It's a bit.
When you classes, I'm chief executive, Kwesi Banfo, Ahofe group of companies.
Okay.
Or say only a Pentecost, in Pentecost, also to instruments into branch, normal heavy discount.
Oh,
normal instruments.
And Fija Assembly, Takradi here instruments.
Pentecost, and Fija Assembly.
Fija Assembly, Church of Pentecost.
Church of Pentecost. Man, Okoka Fija, no. Now, Sukunda, Okope, Pentecost. Okay, and I want first what? Ya Safu, Papa Bizu or Germany.
Okay.
What's it? Ne oni mse bro fun kwa na atiba wanu atipa otwi kasa
so me twi na nya bad sa mo na mo ma me feel say me twi bi say twi na nya bad sa Ekosiisen so ni e wa Asempa FM and the man say ma me fast a short break with Emra me ba we have some other people e was because we say yabobon kofo bi din yabo aponko din yaba up Joseph Yamin din yaba up Broja Jemfi din yaba up and all of that. We might have to speak to one of them na yahwe said enyoma ebisi Ekosiisen ye we are ansan would him say kojo upon kroma ye ni meet you can't say cry
the Sunday
press briefing good Emma Oka say former president Mpachel
apologize
adan videos now yi echre diplomats and the commentary behind the video no na a bit misleading enti omrame Pachel former president so react
we
have all that coming up after this short break here best say